Hi everyone, this is Dave from Pandora Prime Recon, and we're back with some more pack openings. I got my hands on a number of packs for not the original Warhammer 40,000 CCG, but for the Dark Millennium CCG, which was produced by Sabertooth Games, same as all the other previous Warhammer card game sets that I've talked about on this channel. But this is kind of like the predecessor, not the predecessor, but is the successor instead to the Warhammer 40,000 CCG. As you can see, this game came out between 2005 and 2007. So the original 40K CCG came out first, and then the Warcry CCG, which was the fantasy version. And then after that was Horus Heresy, which was kind of a revamp of the original 40K card game system. And then after Horus Heresy was finished, they came back to the present day 40K universe with Dark Millennium. And this game ran for about a couple years. I wasn't playing this game during the time it was out. I think there were about 6 or 7 or even 8 different expansion sets that were produced for this version of the game, and it was a little bit different compared to the original 40K CCG. They made a number of changes. They kind of grouped the races into different factions instead. So in the original CCG, where you had, Imperial Guard, Space Marines, Chaos, Eldar, Orcs, etc., they kind of grouped them into 4 categories instead, as you'll see in the packs. So they had the Imperium, which they grouped the Imperial Guard, Sisters of Battle, Space Marines. They have the Eldar, which is just Craftworld Eldar. They didn't have any Dark Eldar, Drukhari in this game. They had Chaos, which includes Chaos Space Marines, Demons, etc. And the 4th was Orcs / Greenskins. So they didn't have Tau, they didn't have Necrons, they didn't have Dark Eldar. So there are some omissions in this game, but I imagine it's pretty hard to kind of keep track of all the different factions and try to include them all in the game at the same time. So this set is called Fires of Pyrus. Each set, from what I can gather, I've collected some of this card game, but I don't have as much as the original 40K CCG. But each set features a different faction within each race. So, with Craftworld Eldar, you'll have, Craftworld Ulthwé, you'll have the same hand, you have Biel-Tan. For Space Marines, like one set will feature Blood Angels, another will feature Black Templar, Imperial Fists, etc. So one of the cool things about this game is that it features a number of factions you wouldn't normally see featured in these kinds of products. So you'll have things like Chaos Cultists, you'll have Dark Mechanicus units, a lot of cool kind of lore-friendly factions and units that you don't normally see. As you can see, let's take a look at the contents of the booster pack. So each pack has 11 cards, including 1 rare, ultra rare card, put in the front line of your Dark Millennium CCG army. So it's a 120 card expansion. And again, they had some web support for tournaments and redemptions and things like that. So without any further ado, let's get started with opening these packs. This is the first time opening Dark Millennium packs, so this will be exciting. I think I have an idea. I've seen the card list for this set, so I have an idea of what cards are in it. But again, I have never opened a pack before, and unless I'm able to open this pack, I may never change. Oh, here we go. All right. So make sure that the camera is capturing everything. Okay. All right. Ooh, Commander Steel. So this looks like our rare. I'm not sure if all rares are foil, because this is only 3 dots here, if you can see. So Commander Steel is Imperial Guard unique infantry unit. You'll see that the layout of each card is a little bit different as well. You still have the die rolls here, you still have the flags here, but here you have where you had your normal like firepower assault armor here, it's here instead. So you have firepower 3, assault 4. One of the changes in this game is that every unit has an assault value now, so they can all shoot or assault. This is their speed 2, and the armor is 2. But you'll see that each card also has its own command line like before, and has its own text box here. So BA, assault with this ready unit, only playable if one of your units has been destroyed this turn. Interesting. Not sure how we'll be able to get that to work, but then again, I don't know all the cards, so I'm sure there's some way to do that. So is there common? No, let's put this over here. Common is a Cobra, so Catachan unit it looks like, although it doesn't say it's a Catachan unit. I can only guess that it's a Catachan unit. Alicus, so like I said before, they have cultist units, pretty cool art. Again, this is the Chaos faction here. Zandon, more Chaos Cultists. I imagine in the past like 10 years or so, they really added lore and artwork and rules for Chaos Cultists and that kind of thing. So that wasn't really present when I was playing 40K. Like, you know, between 3rd edition and 5th edition, there wasn't a whole lot of, you know, support or backstory for these guys. So this is uncommon, you can see from the 2 dots. Steel Sentinels. It's Imperial Guard unit. How do you pronounce this? Kielway? Kielway? Oh, Eldar names. But again, it's a jetbike unit. It's pretty cool artwork. You'll notice that the artwork in this game is much more sophisticated and I guess more evolved than the original 40K CCG. I think they may have brought on more professional, you know, illustrators, or just, you know, time passed and, you know, just the process got better. Yeah, this is a uncommon jetbikes. So I think this is the same hand unit. And then you see the command line also references the same faction. This is also uncommon. Fortress. So this is another big change in Dark Millennium, is that they added cards called assets. They're not units, they don't fight. They have an armor value, as you can see here, but they don't have firepower, they don't have assault, they don't have speed, but they're a flag card. They kind of sit there. If you're familiar with Magic, they're just kind of like artifacts that can tap to do things, or just sit there and give you abilities to do things. This is a common. These are really hard to, I feel like the card names are a bit longer in this game, so it takes a little bit longer to read them. Elrats, oh my god, I can't read today. Anyways, for some reason, they're a Guardian unit that has firepower 4, because they do not look like Dark Reapers. That's one of the things of this game, is that the stats of each card don't always correlate with how they are in the lore. So you'll sometimes see like Titans with armor 2, or, you know, in Horus Heresy, in Horus Heresy, you'll see Primarchs like armor 3, which is not entirely, you know, faithful to the lore. But I guess it's on the game balance, but, you know, some things you have to make sacrifices for. This is a common. Basher's Bikers, this is our first orc card. Looks like Bad Moons. Yeah, it's Bad Moons card. Another common here, Eorie, Swooping Hawks. Our last card is Borzug's Boys. So it looks like the rares are always the first card in the pack, the way I opened it at least. But we'll see if all the rares are foil as well. Also, there aren't any redemption cards, I noticed. Alrighty. Some Marauder. So another big change in Dark Millennium is the addition of ships. Ships are like assets. They're things that don't have firepower or speed or assault, so they don't really fight. But the thing about battleships is that they're not actually at a sector. In Dark Millennium, there are 3 sectors instead of 5. But ships deploy outside of the sectors. They kind of sit outside of the sectors, and you use them at any battle. But once you like tap a ship to use it, you can't use it at any other sector unless you have a way to rally it. So it's kind of a way to show how ships are, you know, supporting the ground forces in the battle. So this looks like our rare. It's got 3 dots, so it looks at this rate, it looks like all the rares are foils. And again, this is a ship, and basically as a tactic, it can destroy any cruiser or escort. So this is kind of a ship that helps destroy your opponent's ships and denying them from being able to support their forces. So this is kind of a anticlimactic if I'm showing the rare. Maybe I should open the other way this time just to add some more suspense. So Alkeus, I think we saw this guy already. Cultists. Steel's Eagles. So again, you have Inquisition. You have all the Imperial units kind of lumped into one faction for this game. It's not common. Booby Traps. So another thing of this game is that they definitely made cards and mechanics a little more complex or dense. Like, for example, in the original 40K CCG, you never have a clause saying you may have 10 copies of this card in your deck. So while they did try and expand, you know, the rule set and, you know, try and push the boundaries of what the cards could do, it also made for like cards like this, where it's just like, there's just so much you have to read. Like, if you're coming from Magic, you're probably used to it, but the cards in general are a lot denser, so it takes a little bit longer to read, which, you know, can slow down games sometimes. They got more Cultists. Valis. Looks like very Nurgle-esque Cultist units. Got a lot of Chaos stuff. Belosh. So Eonimal, a Fire Prism. So again, see, like, you have a Fire Prism, but it's only has Firepower 1. So we'll see if the tactic ability, you know, kind of supports its role. 4+, this combat ends only playable if your unit is defending and this unit is ready. Interesting. I'm not sure if it really fits a Fire Prism type unit, but I don't know. I haven't played the card myself, so what do I know? Low Stain. That's pretty cool artwork for an Eldar ship. This is a common. Mogbog Storm Boys. And then Basher's Boys. Okay, I will open this from the front this time, so we can save some suspense for each pack opening. There we go. Okay, hopefully it works this way this time. Alright, so you have Kargor's Commandos. It's pretty cool artwork. It's uncommon. Another Mogbog Storm Boys. So lots of orc units this time. Last Dane, this looks like a pretty, the same print run from the last pack. Chameleon? Let's call him Chameleon. It's another jetbike unit. So it's actually pretty useful. So it gives any other same hand unit +2 firepower on a 3+. I found on average, in general, this game rolls a fair bit lower. In the original 40K CCG, you have a lot of cards that roll 5s and 6s. This doesn't seem to be the case with this game. You're probably more likely to roll 5s and 4s. And what I've also noticed is that there are a number of cards that push, like, you know, you can have like multiple 6+ tests, multiple 7+ tests. So again, it's trying to push the boundaries of like the game's rule set, making it a little bit more complicated. Belosh. Ariok. These look like Tzeentch blue horrors to me. It's pretty cool. It's uncommon. Ynir. Okay, now this is like this is just like, come on. Like, there's being creative with names, but then there's like, you gotta have vowels in your names at some point. They gotta be able to pronounce names. So it's Ynir. I don't know. Anyways, let's hope I don't open that again so I have to pronounce that name. Ludolus. This is Black Templar's Crusader. Land Raider Crusader. Which is pretty cool. Oh, here come the Black Templars now. So again, you'll see assault values are quite high. So this is assault value 6. This is because there's a new rule in the game called Sweeping Advance in Dark Millennium that's different from the original 40K CCG. What it means is that once you destroy a unit by assaulting, you can choose to use the remaining assault value to choose a new opposing unit to assault. So you basically just, you know, you can assault potentially 2 units with every assault. It's maximum of 2. You can't Sweeping Advance like a million times. But your opponent gets to choose which unit is the target of that Sweeping Advance. So that's why assault values are so high, is that you have potential to hit multiple units. Some common. Alcaeus, I think I've got like 4 of this guy now. And our rare is Incomparable Power. So this is a 1,000 Suns strategy. Again, this is an asset. So it has a flag and as a reaction on a 5+. After playing a reaction other than this one, play it again, paying all costs. So you basically get to double your reactions on a 5+. It's pretty cool. I think now that I've explained a lot of this stuff, maybe the opening's a little bit faster. All right, let's throw us over there. Okay, first card. Tarlam, Dire Avengers. Okay, it's pretty neat art. Oh, this is badass art. I've never seen this before. I don't know if it's like, if it's been photoshopped. The colors look a little bit, I don't know, they look a little bit off, but that looks pretty cool. It looks like a Autark or Farseer. It's a strategy for safe hand. That's not common. Fangs Blithers Bombers. Oh, got some Rangers. Basset Creel with Rangers. The other thing about having like these really long names that's kind of hard to remember. One thing about what that Magic does kind of right is that like they might have complex names for cards. like questing beasts or Embercleave, but like once you know what the card does, you pretty much remember it. Whereas these cards, they like there's no reference in the English language for this, so it's hard to, you know, it's hard to remember all these names like for all four, you know, factions, and then kind of remember all these different numbers. That's one of the things about having a denser game set, is that it's hard to remember things unless you're really dedicated to the game and you just commit everything to memory. Dugga's Grots. It's uncommon. Moz Blag Sluggas is a common. Corvocasta. This looks like word bearers. These are word bearers unit. Gervrekt. See, I feel like I'm pretty good at pronouncing just English things, but even then, these are just like, it's Gervrekt is just not, it's not exactly roll off the tongue. This is a common. Marcy, there's Blood Angels. Okay, that's easy to pronounce. But then again, it's a little inconsistent. You don't, like, there's no kind of like subline saying like what kind of unit they are. Although you think they're Havocs because they're Firepower 4, but no one's carrying heavy weapons. So who knows? Sutek, Dreadnought. Kind of cool. Thousand Suns Dreadnought. Our rare is Marshal Latham. This is Black Templar's character. Your Black Templar charging units get +1 armor. It's pretty cool. We are on pack number 4. I believe we've got 6 more to do. 6 more. Hope for some cool stuff. Gorbad's Grots. It's common. Strength come with time. Let's see. Craftworld K-Lore. I don't know if K-Lore existed as a craft world or if it's just made for this game, but I've definitely seen this artwork before in Warhammer materials. Guardmog Stacker Boys. Let's see. Uncommon. Nurgwat's Shudas. Piranhas. Again, these are most definitely Katachan units, but it doesn't seem to say so here. Gashol, more cultist units. Fighting Phoenixes. This is almost assuredly from some kind of codex. I've seen this before as well. Common. Feigned Sacrifice. It's a Chaos Cultist strategy, which is not uncommon. Lakisha is Cultist. Again, you'll see like, okay, it's a Chaos Cultist unit, but it's got Firepower 4 and Assault 6. Again, you know, Speed 1, Armor 1 kind of makes sense, but I guess that's kind of the downside, is that as an event, you have to destroy it at the end of the battle, but like that's a lot of, it's a lot of juice for a Cultist unit. Shining Sabers, or cultist, not Cultist, Katachan units. A rare is Tvarsh, is a Cultist unit. So it's a 1/2/2/2. As an assault, it destroys itself, and then you destroy it with 3 cards, which is, that seems quite powerful for a Cultist unit. But I'm sure if you're a Chaos player, you're not really complaining. But yeah, that seems quite strong for an assault ability. Pack number 5. Talaram, Dire Avengers. Malinbrin Star. It's pretty cool artwork again for a starship, for Eldar starship. Uncommon. Eandon, Craftworld Eandon. Fang Splitter's Bombers. Bashta Krill again. I don't care if I'm not pronouncing it right. It's not a real word. Kepri. You'd think it's Thousand Suns, but it's Chaos Undivided. Again, it's called Chaos Ship. It's uncommon. Corvocasta again. It's a common. Gervrekt. Good old Gervrekt. We call him Gary. Latham's Guard. Sutek. Lazurka. See, this is one of the things about the, you know, the card design, the updated card designs. While it looks nice, it starts to kind of interfere with like legibility, where like you're sure you can read it like in the middle part where it's brighter, but once it gets to like that little shadowy part of the pillar, it's harder to see some of the letters there. Or maybe I'm just getting old. Could be that too. Last card. Omari. So it says it's Thousand Suns Cruzy here. I don't know what the difference is. But as a BA lock, choose one unit and roll. If you roll greater than the chosen unit's speed, destroy it. So that seems quite good for blowing up units. But again, unless you have a way to rally ships over the course of a turn, you can only use ships once every turn because they don't rally when you choose a new sector to battle at. So I think we've got 4 more packs here. Wait, why is the rare here now? I thought the rare was at the... Oh, I guess there's a rare here as well. Can you have multiple rares per pack? I guess you can. All right, cool. All right, let's start with this one. Ursamir Slenderdon, the same hand. Looks like a Farseer, a Warlock of some type. I don't know why it's a vehicle unit because there are no vehicles in the artwork. The artwork is pretty cool by Mark Gibbons. If you know Mark Gibbons, you have to know Mark Gibbons if you're a 40K player or follower at all because he's a legendary artist for the game. So after setup, as a reaction, choose a keyword, then firepower or assault. Your same hand units get +1 of the chosen statistic versus units with the chosen keyword. That seems quite good. Yeah, that seems quite good. Alrighty. Ursamir Slenderdon. Next card. Is this a god pack? Are there only rares in this pack? Oh my god. Okay, let's go through this then. Suffer the unclean not to live. So this is an Imperial asset. So if you include this card in your deck, you may not include Psychers. Again, like you would never see clauses like this in the original 40K CCG. It's just too complex. But this is a kind of interesting way to kind of bend the rule set. So as a tactic, any unit gets -X armor. X equals number of charging Black Templar units. That's actually quite cool. Awesome. This appears to be a god pack because every card so far has been a rare. There's Gesson, White Treader, sounds like a French name. Okay, as an assault, destroy 2 infantry units, but it's also firepower 2, assault 5, speed 3, armor 3. So it's quite a solid unit. Wow, god pack. Pretty happy about this. Nautilus, another rare. Wow, I'm pretty stoked. Okay, so this looks like an Imperial Space Marines cruiser. So BA on a 4+, lock and roll. Charge a number of your ready Black Templars units equal to half the roll, rounding up. That's kind of cool. So if you roll a 4 or 5, you get to charge 2 units, I think. My math is right. It's kind of cool. Alrighty. Lulsheen. Then Eandon Escort. It's unique. You may not have any other ships in play besides this one, or bring any other ships into play while this one is in play. So this one is the only one you can use while you're playing this, while you want to put this into play. So as a BA, remove X ships in your discard pile from the game. Destroy any unit with X or less armor. That seems very good, and you can understand why you can only have this ship. First, you can only have this ship in play to kind of fuel all your other, fuel this ability, because you have to have ships in your discard pile. But it's also quite good, because you don't need to lock to use this ability. So as long as you have ships in your discard pile, you can just start blowing up units at will, which seems quite good. Yeah, well, shit. Wow. Just gotta excuse my sync. I think something fell. Gatekeeper's Guard is a Thousand Suns unique infantry unit. So it's firepower 2, assault 5, speed 1, armor 3. As a reaction on a 4+, after any plays a tactic, any unit gets +1 firepower. It's quite good. Probably for counterattacking or denying armor boosting abilities. Kind of keep up with them. It's pretty cool. There are a lot of rares in this pack. Okay. Dugga Fang Splitter. So this is non-flag asset. It's Blood Axe's unique character. So as a reaction on a 5+, after one of your Blood Axe's units is destroyed, it declares a shooting attack. Oh, interesting. Huh. So it would, I'd have to imagine it still counts the unit as being in play. Yeah, because if they destroy one of your units, or if you sacrifice one of your own units, then it gets to shoot something on its way out. That's pretty cool. Another Gatekeeper's Guard. We've seen this already. I'm not complaining because we have a ton of rares now. Smashes Scavengers. It's a Gretchen infantry unit. 1/1/1/1. Okay, so this is pretty fitting for Gretchen units. As a reaction on a 4+, after a unit is destroyed or locked by a card effect, draw 1 card. It's kind of cool. I don't know if it's worth the shitty stat line, pardon my language, but I don't know. I haven't played I haven't actually played a whole lot of this game. I just do a little bit of collecting here and there. Bezo, another Chaos Cultist unit. As an event, destroy this unit, remove one of your opponent's cards at each sector from the game. That's kind of cool. Sacrifice one flag to potentially destroy up to 2 flags from the rest of your opponent's sectors, the rest of the sectors. And our last one is Gut Grinder the Insane. This looks like a weird boy. Firepower 4, 1/1, armor 2. Bad Moons, infantry, unique, yeah, psyker, so it's a weird boy. Most likely, as a reaction on a 4+, after you declare an attack with one of your orc units, it does not have to lock. Whoa, that's kind of cool. Lower that unit's firepower and assault to 1. Oh, I see. Only playable while ready. Cool. All right, so that's a god pack of 11 rares. So it seems very unlikely that any of the other packs will be god packs. But let's just finish out these last 3 packs and see if we get any other cool stuff. Okay, so this is a regular pack again, but it's got some cool War Spiders art. Morsican, it's a common. Venkel, Guardians from Eandon. Guard Mods is Shootas, common. Normal, Storm Squad, this is kind of cool. For I mean, Storm Squad, his Guardian Storm units aren't always the most impressive, but you know. Pillagin, I guess straight to the point. It's an orc asset. Borgzug's Burna Boys, another common. Rayman, Land Raider, it's uncommon. Falconane, another Word Bearers unit. Lazy, I believe this is the cover artwork for the first Dawn of War game, which shows how much, you know, they repurpose artwork for different materials. But I'm almost entirely sure this is from the first Dawn of War game. Laziz, not Gabriel Angelos. Capri, I believe we've opened this one already. Our rare is Latham's Strikers. So this looks like a Terminator unit. Reaction on a 5+, after declaring an attack, this unit does not lock, only playable while charging. So it could potentially just assault a lot, which is why its assault value is low. So you can shoot, you can also assault, but I imagine if you have a high assault value and you give it the ability to do it multiple times, it'd be a little bit overpowered because you can just sweeping advance. But I imagine that's why the assault value is low on this guy. That's cool. All right, 2 more packs. Here we go. Oops, don't want to show too early, the rare. Galtus, Wraithguard, it's pretty cool. Kuralair, it's Eandon ship, it's uncommon. Douglas Shootas. Eldengale, I don't believe we've seen this card yet. It seems pretty versatile, you know, high die roll, you can just lock to give any roll +1. Lazerica. Outnumbered but not outgunned. You can see how it's like this is getting harder and harder to read, especially if they use, you know, smaller font sizes. But again, artwork is pretty cool. At 10, Chaos Space Marines. So it looks like Thousand Suns is a big theme for this set. Just go on Grenthor or Bike Squad. I think it was our first Bike Squad we've seen. Jungle Fighting. It's uncommon. Ogrins, these are common. Lost card, yeah, that's weird. Smudge on the back of this card, anyways. Amander, it's a Chaos Cultist Cruiser. Chaos Cruiser run entirely by cultists. That can't be that efficient. Anyways, as an event on a 5+, you get +1 flag for each cruiser you have in play, only playable while you have at least 1 unit at this sector. So this doesn't really do anything by itself, but can help you take sectors. Cool. And our last pack. I mean, probably can't beat the God pack, but that was most definitely the highlight of this video. Did not expect that at all. I didn't even know that was possible, but I was pleasantly surprised. Okay. All right, last pack, here we go. Basher's Truck Boys. Mogbog Storm Boys. Low Stain. Eonimel. The Fire Prism that doesn't have firepower. Borgzug's Boys. Iori, Swooping Hawks, Belosh, Malois, Ynir. God, I had to open one more. Booby Traps. And the last card, Menbane, Kinsman. So the same hand Jetbike unit. Is M, reroll any roll for one of your tests. Pretty cool. Pretty useful support unit. It's got kind of average stats. Alright. Yeah, so that was 10 packs of Fires of Pyrus for the Warhammer 40,000 Dark Millennium CCG. Thanks to the God Pack, we got a ton of rares out of this pack opening, so I'm pretty stoked about that. Anyways, you guys, hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you like this, if you played this game before, feel free to comment in the video, and also feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff. Yeah, that's it. Hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time.